Okay. Last time I gave you exam, you tried to solve questions and it took so long time. But your level, what is it? I think even if you're good, we need to have a look at these topics. If these topics are really very easy for you, you need to go a bit faster. If you have any difficulty or if it is a bit challenging for you, so we will just stop and focus on that your weak area and practice more problems and try to improve your understanding skill and problem solving skill and everything. Okay, so our purpose is you have to be, I mean, at the end of maybe 2 or 3 months, our purpose is number one, when you go to grade 8, you'll go to grade 8, right? It's September, or grade 7?
Grade 7.
Grade 7. Okay, grade 7. So number one is when your teacher explains in the class time, it should be easy for you. So you can just understand mathematical language easily. And also actually, how to say, you can just work on math problems more comfortably, all right? So
Okay.
that is what we expect from you. So this is a private tuition, okay? I'm going to teach you only you. There will be no one. So when I'm teaching you, when I'm explaining something, if you do not understand anything, you can just stop and we can have some discussion and continue, okay? So how
Okay.
I'm going to teach you? First, we are going to cover these 5 topics, okay? And we will see if everything is okay. And after that, this is, as you see, intensive math course number 1. Okay, if you can cover everything well, then after that, we will have the second one, intensive math course number 2. Maybe we will do that after 2 months, after we cover these topics. Okay?
Okay.
And all right, I will contact you through your, what is it? WhatsApp. So I will send you each chapter's worksheets. Okay, now I will show you that worksheets. What is it like? Okay. So can you see this now?
Yes.
Okay. As you see, that is your chapter 1. That's fundamental algebra. This is our first topic. And so today is 26th of June. Okay. So I'm going to give you today. All right. You have to solve all the questions, maybe let's say at least 70-80% of the questions by 10th of July. Okay. If possible, earlier than this, if possible. Actually, that is a due date, the last date. Before this date, you have to finish it and you have to solve these problems. Okay, you don't have to copy the question. For example, if we just move down, here we have, we are going to solve these examples together with you, okay, in the class time. And what you have to do is after class, for example, I tell you, Shahina, today we covered, for example, exercise, the first topic and the second one. So your assignment until Monday is exercise 1A and exercise 1B, for example. As you see here, if you just scroll down, you can see exercise 1A. So here we have how many questions? 3 questions or 4 questions, I guess. Yes, 4 questions. For example, write an algebraic expression for each of the following. You just write exercise number, question number, A, write your solution, solve it in a paper. And also your solutions, you need to do A4 size paper, okay? A4 size paper, and after you finish this, you can use using camera scanner or something your father knows, you need to just scan it and save it as PDF, and you have to send it, okay? I mean,
Okay.
after you finish everything, not one by one. The whole chapter, I will just see your assignment, your homework, okay? And after
Okay.
we finish this chapter, I will give you maybe 2 or 3 days, all right? And after that, you will have test or let's say exam or something quiz, okay? So I will send the questions and also you have to solve it and scan it and send it back to me and always save it as a single PDF file, okay? In this way, I can just actually watch your, see your, what is it, progress, okay?
Okay.
So now after the class, I will send you this file. All right, now let's start. All right. Also, I'm recording our class. Okay, after the class, I will share you the link. I'm gonna put this video on YouTube. Maybe only you can watch it. All right. If you don't actually understand anything, if you want to watch some part again, anytime you can watch this. Okay.
Okay.
So Shahina, we will start with fundamental algebra. Okay. So in math, we know that this algebra, one of the very important thing, when we just say algebra, okay, simply what is algebra? And in math, we have a lot of different problems, right? Problems related to business, problems in physics, problems in chemistry, problems in biology, and pure mathematical problems in computer science. A lot of problems when you are modeling this, first we form the equation. How do you form the equation? Using variables, okay? So anytime we are using variables, variable means letters, right? That's called algebra. So you don't have to understand in detail now. As we go further, okay, you understand more and more. So now we will start today with what is the notations in algebra. Before this, nowadays a lot of people, when we are exchanging chats, sometimes we feel that writing the whole thing, we actually it may not be practical for us, right? For example, it says that how are you? Have you done your math? That is one method that we see or that we use when we are chatting with our friends. Instead of A-R-E, we are just using this R so that people understand this, right? Instead of Y-O-U, we are just using U. So this U means that we mean that Y-O-U. Have, right? Also here we are omitting E. Instead of Y-O-U, we are using just one letter. And your math. Or another one is, oh my God, gotta go. Talk to you later. Okay? And also algebra's job is the same thing. Sometimes a lot of things, like writing full sentence, it may take a lot of time. So instead of this, we are going to use letters, okay, to denote or unknowns. Um, okay, let's start with notations in algebra. For example, we know that in primary school, in grade 1 and grade 2, grade 3, grade 4, grade 5, what did you learn actually through these years? You learn how to add two numbers, right? For example, we just write 5 plus 6 is equal to 11. And also you learn or studied how to multiply numbers. Let's say 3 times 7 is equal to 21, right? Or subtracting numbers, 7 minus 2 is equal to 5. Dividing numbers, let's say 12 over 3 is equal to 4. Okay. But here we are also going to learn similar things, but instead of numbers, now we are going to use letters. And that's why we call this algebra, since actually letters or variables come into play, we call this algebra. Why we have to use this? Imagine that, for example, you have some money. Okay. When I just say some money, how much is it? The second question comes. You may have $5, you may have $10, you may have anything, right? Simply, if I want to express in something, I may guess that, okay, Shakina has X dollars, okay? And the next day, for example, let's say your Monday's pocket money. Okay, next Monday, your father, because it was a special day or something, maybe he got his salary, he said that Shahina, today I'm going to give you $10 more than last week, right? Actually, even I don't know, but even if I don't know how much you got in the previous week, right? But actually I can express your amount using this variable. That is a variable. This letter is just a variable because this X, I don't know how much you have, right? Maybe $5, $10, anything. So if I know that next week your father gave you $10 more than the previous week, now I can write here X plus 10, okay? Now question, within these 2 weeks, how much money you got from your father? Now to find this one, I need to add this expression to this one, right? So now here I need to add this X plus 10, okay? Now we can simplify this. This is the first case, and second case, and third case. Assume that on that day you went to school and spent some money, right? If I simplify this, remove the brackets, x plus x, here we have 2x plus 10, and on Monday you went to school for your lunch, you spent some money. It means that you had 2x plus $10, right, in the morning, and for lunch, let's say you spent $5. Okay, I mean, these are just examples. As you see here, how actually we have to use these variables. When we use these variables, even if I don't know how much you got in the first week from your father, right, I can write all these expressions, how they are related to each other. Okay, so in this chapter, we are going to learn this kind of things. How to add to these numbers you learn in primary school, how to add two numbers, how to subtract two numbers, or how to multiply two numbers, right? But now the same thing we are going to practice using variables, or let's say letters simply. For example, actually also, as you know, math is a kind of language. So when you're just talking about math, so they are speaking using math language, we should understand the sum of two numbers. What do you mean by this? The difference of two numbers. What do you mean by this? Or his father is 10 years older than his daughter, for example. And not daughter, let's say brother. What do you mean by this? So how can we write them using mathematical symbols? Okay. Can you read this?
Yeah. Use an algebraic expression for each of the following.
Okay, and also here, what we mean by algebraic expression, we'll talk about this soon, okay? That is algebraic expression. Simple algebraic expression means that is involving letters. Okay, but in math, we don't call this letters, we call this variables. So now it says add 2x to 3y. What does it mean? So it means that I have something here, right? I should add this thing to this thing. So how can I write this one? Here we have 2x. So I have to add this to this plus 3y. Okay. These x and y, what are these? These are variables. They are representing some kind of number. It can be anything. And also in algebra, 2x means here we have multiplication, but we do not use this. We should understand that here 2 is multiplied by some unknown quantity, x. And 3 is multiplied by y. So we are adding this 2x to 3y. So this add 2x to 3y means this. That is mathematical representation of this sentence, right? How about the second one? Subtract 5x from 12. So what should I write here?
5x minus 12.
No, it says that from 12. So we have to take out this thing from this, right? So here we have 12 minus 5x. And how about here? Read it.
Multiply u by 3v. Okay,
we have something. Imagine that here we have number, but it's unknown number. I don't know. That's why we call this variable. It can be 5, it can be 6, right? And here also we have something, 3 times v, multiply. So that means that here, multiply means here we have u times 3v. Now I can simplify this. How can I multiply these two things? I should multiply coefficient by coefficient. Coefficient means a number in front of the variable. What we have here in front of u? 1, right? If there is nothing, it means 1. Because here we have 1 u. This means that here we have 3 v's, right? So 1 times 3, it is 3. And u times v, it is just u times v. I don't know because the value of u and the value of v, right? And that's why we are calling algebra, because we are using or dealing with variables. Next, read it.
Divide 3k by 7x.
Okay, so what should I write here?
7x divided by 3k.
Okay, divide 3k. I have divided this thing, right, by this thing. So I should write here 3k is divided by what? 7x. Or also I can write it as fraction form, right? This division means here I have 3k over 7x, the same thing. So that means that I am dividing this 3k by 7x. Okay. Now, how about this E? Let me just do E here. Read it.
Subtract the product of x and 3y from the sum of p and q.
Okay. So, did you understand the question?
Mostly.
Okay. It says a subtract. Okay. Not questions. Okay. Subtract what and from what? Right. This question comes, and here it says that subtract the product of x and 3y. Okay. I have to subtract this thing from what? From the sum of P and Q. What is the sum of P and Q? It is P plus Q, right? Sum. So sum of P and Q means P plus Q. The product of x and 3y. What does it mean? It means x times 3y. Or if you just simplify this, x times 1. It will be, 3 times 1. It is 3xy. So it's saying that I have to subtract this thing from this thing, right? So I should write here. So it is P plus Q. I should subtract this, right? Subtracting this from this, minus 3xy. So subtracting this thing from P plus Q. Okay? Good. Here it's a kind of, we are learning very basic words in algebra. Okay, because now if you don't understand these things, we will not be able to solve problems actually involving these algebraic equations. And that is really, really important in math, understanding these terminologies. Okay, what we mean by product of two numbers, what we mean by the sum of two numbers, what we mean by the sum of a number and the square of another number, for example, what we mean by the cubic root of a number, for example, what we mean by the quotient of two numbers. Okay, these are all mathematical terms that you are going to see them almost every time when you learn math. So that's why we have to understand the meaning of these words very well. Okay, so let's continue. Let's do some more examples. Read the problem.
Ali is 6 times as old as Benny, and Benny is 5 years older than Chandra. If Benny is x years old, write the algebraic expression for each of the following.
Okay. So now let's read this again. Ali is 3 times as old as Benny, right? Okay, nothing is given here. Continue. And Benny is 5 years older than Chandra. Okay. If Benny is x years old, write an algebraic expression for each of the following. So here it's saying that this Benny is, how old is she? She is x years old, right? Okay. So now let's just read this. Ali's age today equals, it's saying that Ali is 3 times as old as Jenny. What is Benny's age? X, right? So this 3 times means, so 3 times as old as Benny means Ali's age is 3 times X. Actually, we don't have to write X because we understand that in algebra, if there is nothing between number and letter, that means they are multiplied by each other. Okay, because I don't know Benny's age. That's why we are using this X here. That is Benny's age, right? For example, let's say Benny's age is 5 years old. If I just write here instead of X, if I write 5. And if I tell you, Ali is 3 times as old as Benny, and Benny is 5 years old. What will be Ali's age?
7.
15, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because it says 3 times means 3 is multiplied by his age, right? So if it is 5, then Ali's age will be 5x. No. 3 times 5, it is 15. Now, if Benny's age is x, then it is 3 times x. Okay, continue. Next, Chandra's age. And here it says that Benny is 5 years older than Chandra. Now, let me just change and highlight that part for you. Here, the second part. Benny is here we have Benny is 5 years older than Chandra. That question for you. Let's say if Chandra is 10 years old, what will be Benny's age?
15.
15, right? How about if Chandra's age is 20? What will be Benny's age?
25. No. Yeah, 25.
If Chandra is 20 years old, Benny will be 25, right? Okay. Now question for you. Okay, Benny is 5 years older than Chandra. If Benny is 20 years old, what will be Chandra's age?
15.
15, right? Very good. Now, Chandra is, from here, we know that Benny is older than Chandra, right? By how much? By how many years? By 5 years. Here, Chandra's age today, since I know that Benny's age is X, here, in terms of X, what will be Chandra's age?
X minus 5.
Very good, because Chandra is younger than Benny, and Benny's age is X, right? He's 5 years younger than Benny. That's why it will be X minus 5. All right, next, read the question, question C.
Ali's age is 5 years' time.
Yeah, Ali's age is 5 years time. How old is Ali now?
She is 15.
No, look at this. What is Ali's age today? 3x, right?
Oh, yeah, X.
So if now Ali is 3x years old, after 5 years, how old will he be? What will be his age?
15x?
No, 3x, today's age, plus 5, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you are 12 years old, after 5 years, what will be your age?
I will be 17.
17. How did you get it?
I added 5.
You added, right? Very good. So now Ali's age now, it is 3x. So in 5 years time, that means after 5 years, his age will be 3x plus 5, right? Good. Next question, D. Who's crying, your brother or sister?
No, my sister.
Is she calling you?
No. I think she's mad at something.
Okay. So read question D.
The sum of Ali's and Benny's age is in 2 years' time.
Very good. So now to answer this question, the sum of Ali's age and Benny's age in 2 years' time, right? First, I need to find here. After 2 years, what will be Ali's age?
3x plus 2.
Very good. So after 2 years, Ali's age will be 3x plus 2. Okay. Now that is Ali's age after 2 years. Plus, how about Benny? What will be her age after 2 years?
X plus 2.
X plus 2. Very good. So now I can simplify this, right? If I remove the brackets because all plus, 3x plus x, that is 4x. 2 plus 2, that is 4. So the sum of Ali's and Benny's age in 2 years' time will be 4x plus 4 years. Okay? Let's do the last question here. E. Read the last question.
The sum of Benny's and Chandra's age 4 years ago.
Okay, here 4 years ago. So we should go back, right? Now Benny's age, the sum. Okay, we are going to add here, add plus something. What was Benny's age 4 years ago?
X minus 4.
X minus 4, very good. That is Benny's age 4 years ago, plus, because it says sum. And how about Chandra's age 4 years ago?
Chandra's is
now x minus 5, right? X minus 5 minus 4. Because now Chandra is x minus years old. 4 years ago, he was x minus 5 minus 4. As you see how actually we are writing the relationship between these two, these things using the variable. That is the power of algebra. You know, if you understand, you will see that in every branch of math, it uses the algebra. Now let's simplify this. Here we have plus, right? First, I have to remove the brackets. X minus 4, because in front of the bracket, I have nothing. Also, here we have nothing, just plus. So plus X. What is negative 5 plus negative 4?
That will equal 9.
Negative 9, right? Negative 9, because signs are the same, so we have to add these two numbers. So here we have minus 9. So let's simplify this. X plus X, 2X, right? And here we have negative 4 plus negative 9. What is it? Minus 13. So the sum of Benny's and Chandra's age 4 years ago was 2x minus 13 years old. Okay? Good. All right. Let's do one more question. Read it.
Write an algebraic expression for each of the following.
Good. All right. Let's start with A. Read question A.
The sum of 3 consecutive integers of which x is the middle integer.
All right. The sum of, now you understand what I mean by the sum, right? It's just plus 3 consecutive integers. Okay, 3 also we understand. But what we mean by consecutive and what we mean by integers. Okay, so usually integers we use Z, capital Z, to denote this set. So let me just write Z. What are the integers? That is actually simply a real number that doesn't have fraction part. Those numbers are like negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, dot, dot, continue. All these numbers are integers. Negative 10, integer. Negative 20, integer. 100, integer. 1 million, integer. As you see, these numbers, they do not have fraction part. We do not have like 1.2 or 2.3 or something. Those numbers, they don't have fraction part. That's why they are called integers. Now, what we mean by consecutive? It means that the numbers which are followed by another. Like, for example, if I take here 1, 2, 3, these are 2, 3 consecutive, what is it? Integers. Because 2 is followed by 1, right? Or 2 is following 1, and after 2 we have 3, and after 3 we have 4. So if I just take these 3 numbers, these are consecutive integers. Okay? Here it states that the sum of 3 consecutive integers of which x is the middle integer. Now it says that, okay, x is the middle integer, and after x I have one more number, and before x I have one more number. And here, if you just pick two numbers next to each other, what is the difference between them?
A decimal point.
1, right? What is the difference between 1 and 2?
Oh, 1.
1. Between 2 and 3?
1.
1. As you see here, if you just pick any two numbers next to each other, the difference is 1, right? So we are talking about 3 consecutive integers. If the middle number is x, what will be the next number?
A number that you have to add 1 to it.
X plus 1, right? X plus 1. And what will be the previous number before x?
X minus 1.
That is x minus 1. So here, this is the question. The sum of 3 consecutive integers of which x is the middle integer. So actually, we found these 3 numbers. So here is asking the sum of these numbers. Let's denote this sum. That is equal to, here we have x minus 1. That is the first number. Plus the second number, x, is just one letter, so I don't have to put brackets here. Plus the third number is x plus 1. So I have to find their sum. X plus x plus x. How many x's we have here?
3.
3 x's, right? And what is -1 plus +1?
-2.
0.
Oh.
-1 plus 1. What is it? 0, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or -2 plus 2, 0. -a plus a, 0. Right? And here we have -1, and here we have +1, and the sum is 0. So if it is 0, we don't have to write this. So that is 3x. Okay? So if we are given 3 consecutive integers, if the middle number is x, then the sum always is, what is it? 3x. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Good. How about B? Read it.
The product of 2 consecutive odd integers is which x is smaller integer.
Okay, this product means multiplication, right? Two things are multiplied. Product. Sum means plus, product means times. So 2 consecutive. Now we understand what I mean by consecutive. But here it says that odd integers. So we have odd integers and even integers, right? What are odd integers? They are not divisible by 2. Those numbers are like 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. These are odd integers, right? How about even integers? They are divisible by 2. That is 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. These are even integers, right? So if I just write some odd integers here, let's say we are starting with, let's say 1. Here we have next number is 3. Next number is 5 and 7, 9, 11, dot, 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 right? What is the difference between 2 consecutive odd integers? 2. The difference between these two, 2. These two things are consecutive, the difference is 2, right? Very good. Now if I just write here, after some steps, this number is n. What will be the next number?
P.
N plus 2.
Oh.
Right? Because if, I don't know what number is it, but if it is some number here, since between any two numbers is 2, right? Next number should be n plus 2. Now, what will be the next number, for example? After n plus 2, what number comes?
N plus 4.
N plus 4, very good. So now let's get back to this question. It says that the product of 2 consecutive odd integers, of which x is the smaller one. So I'm just writing here odd integers 1, 3, 5, dot, dot, dot. And the smaller one is x, right? And let's say this number is x. What will be the next number?
X plus 2.
X plus 2. Very good. And here it's saying that the product of these two numbers. What are this? Let me just denote this product by capital P. The first number is x times, product means times, right? And here we have x plus 2. That's all. That is what you are asked to write here. Okay? So these two numbers, if this one is odd integer, that is the next number that comes after x. The product is this thing. These two things are multiplied by each other. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Let's solve C. C, let me change our pencil color. Let's use blue so they can see the difference. Okay, read it.
The total cost of X, 10% stamps and 25 Y stamps.
Stamps, right? And the total cost of 10-cent stamps and 25 Y-cent stamps. Okay, so here we have, let me just draw here. We have some stamps. That is the first one, the second one, blah, blah, blah. Each one is 10 cents, right? And also here 10 cents. How many such stamps we have? X, right? If we have 10 cent stamps X, what will be the total cost? I should multiply each other, right? For example, let's say you have 10 cent coins, and this is the number of coins you have. If you have 5 such coins, how much will you have? 50 cents, right? Because you have 5 coins and each coin is 10-cent coin, for example. So how much do you have? 5 times 10, it is 50, right? So I need to multiply the number of stamps by the value of each stamp. So if I denote here the total cost, let's say that is T, total cost, equals, I have X 10-cent stamps, okay? It's like you have X $5 notes, okay? If you have 3 $5 notes, how much will you have in total? 15, right? Because $5, $5, $5 altogether, 3 times 5, it is $15. And now you have $10 notes. For example, you have, let's say, 7 such $10 notes. How much do you have? Since it is 7 times 10, it is $70, right? So also here you have stamps, okay? Each stamp is, on the stamp, you will see that its price is 10 cents. How many you have? I don't know. Let's say we are using here X. So here we will have X, the number of stamps, and the value of each stamp. That is 10 cents. Plus, and also here 25, I have 25 and Y cents. Y cent stamp means it's a stamp. Here we have a kind of stamp. And here there's a price. The price is Y cent. Okay. But here I know the price of the stamp, but I don't know how many I have. Here I have 25, but I don't know the individual price of the stamp. It's something like this. But what you have to understand here is, as you see, to find the total, I need to multiply, right? 7 $10 banknotes. How much do you have in total? 7 times 10, $70, right? And in the second case, also 25, let's say $5 notes. You have, how much do you have? If somebody asks 25 times 5, you have $125, right? But if I don't know this, simply I should multiply this number of stamps by the individual price or cost of the stamp. That is why. That's why here I have 25 Y cent stamps. Okay. So now I can just simplify this. Usually I need to write number in front of the variable. Here we have 10x plus 25y. And I can just write cent here. It is just the currency units. Okay. Shahina, now, maybe the first time you are having such class, I don't know. But if some things are not so clear, it is no problem, okay? As you practice, maybe after we meet 3, 4, 5 times, you understand more and more. And a lot of times we will do revision. When I give you assignment now, you will just practice the questions again, similar questions. At that time, you just remember, as you practice more and more, you actually understand better, and also you actually improve every time you solve new question. Okay? Continue. Now, what time is it? 9:38. Shahina, I will give you 10-minute break. Okay? So like after 8 minutes, I will send you the link again. All right? Because this is how I scheduled. Each session is 40 minutes. And just having class for a long time, also it may be boring for you. Okay, one session is 40 minutes. After that 10 minutes break, you can just drink water or drink coffee or whatever it is, or have some rest. After 10 minutes, we will continue, okay, in our second session. So now I have break. After 8 minutes, I will send you the link and we will have our second session. Okay? Okay, bye-bye.